This is Plumstead. The most frequent question asked of Plumstead is, where is that? Well, we know. Plumstead rises from the Thames through what were once the Plumstead Marshes, up until we reach the Common, Plumstead Common, and here we are looking over it. If we were to carry on after the Common via Plumstead upper slopes, we would get to the top of Shooter's Hill and Oxley's Wood at 433 feet, 132 metres. That's quite a walk in any measure. Sometimes it can feel like Plumstead is defined by what others think. What do the people of Plumstead think? The Romans created the place as a settlement just above the marshes, where there was a convenient landing point for boats. The next colonisers, the Normans of 1066, recorded Plumstead resources in their Domesday Book, and these resources would later provision the monks of Lesnies Abbey, standing just above the marshes. Later still, in a report for Henry VIII, after the dissolution of the monasteries, another audit of resources noticed that the local inhabitants were obstinate. Does that give us a clue? Later, in the 19th century, we have Charles Booth's survey of life and labour in London. The survey, discussing the moral condition of the people, warns us that in Plumstead you could hear vicious piano playing. Oh dear, vicious piano playing. Or maybe obstinate piano playing. Anyway, we'll have some of that. We do know that in 1876 the people of Plumstead considered this common to be theirs. They organised against developers and asserted their rights to graze cattle and geese and to dig for gravel and sand. It was outside the Old Mill pub, one of the oldest in Plumstead, that John de Morgan of the Commons Protection League came to address a crowd of locals, reported to be 1,000 strong. This eventually resulted in the Plumstead Common Act of 1878. The Common had indeed become common. There have been no enclosing fences since they were broken down by the Common rioters. Access for all. Now, it's not grazing, but walking their dogs, doing their steps, running, playing football, rugby, fitness classes, or, when the weather gets a bit warmer, picnics, children's parties and whatever. Go on, let the kids have a run around. Mind that ball doesn't knock over your drink. Down there is the Slade Ravine, with the pond at its bottom. Blossom reaches out over its surface, especially beautiful at this time of year. Many like to include a visit to the pond on their walks, but those steps, good exercise though. Plumstead Common continues east as Winds Common. Crows and seagulls gather here. Quite a bit of sports here too. Maybe the kids could have a splash in the paddling pool. Quite handy in the heat of August. Now we look back over the Common. The river down there, Canary Wharf in the distance. You can just see the Shard even further away. You can see where Plumstead is now, looking out over the Thames and the rest of London stretching out to the horizon. Look at the Plumstead terraces in smart rows and a few blocks of flats. Many people live here now. What do people here think of Plumstead? Some families have been here for over 100 years. Others are more recent. People from all over the world.